everyone, my name is Marie, welcome to my channel, and welcome to another speed build. First of all, if you hear some noise in the background, I have a fan going because it's literally a heat wave right now, and I have to have a fan in here, otherwise I'm literally going to die. AC is not a thing, so I have to have a fan. So if you hear a little bit of background noise, then that is it. But I hope it's not too annoying. Anyway, I'm very excited to share this build with you today because it's a base game only build and it is a new house for the Caliente family. So if you missed it, The Sims actually updated the Caliente family recently. They gave them a makeover like they did with the Goths, I think about a year ago. They were teasing us and telling us that they were going to do that with more families. Sadly, it never happened until recently, but we did get another one recently, and I'm really hoping they're going to do that with more townie families, maybe at a little bit of a faster pace, if that makes sense. Like, I really want to get some more townies, but if they're going to do it at this rate, like one family a year, then it's not going to be like, they're not going to have a lot of families done, basically. So I'm kind of low-key, high-key, I guess, hoping that they're going to do this for more families. I think that would be so fun. But yeah, when they updated this family, I realized I had never actually built them a house. I'm not very big on townies. You may or may not know that. I don't really talk about townies a lot, and I don't really build for them very often. So maybe it kind of shows I'm not that big into the townie lore. I like them, but I don't really care that much about them. I mean, I think they're fun and all, but not to the point where I want to sit down and build them new houses, where, now that I think about it, might be actually a fun series to build new houses for all the townies. Would you be interested in that? And also tell me what your favorite townies are throughout the entire Sims series. Let me know what your favorite townies are. I think I don't really have favorite townies because I don't know a lot of them. I know the classic ones. But yeah, I guess judging from that, I think Bob and Eliza might be my favorites. I just really like Bob Pancakes. He's so chill and sad, and I kind of like him. He's cute. But yeah, this is a new house for the Caliente family. So it's, oh God, can I remember their names? It's Katrina. Katrina is the mom, if I'm right. Then there's Dina, the blonde daughter, I think. Katrina, Dina, and Nina is the daughter with the red hair, right? And then there's the guy. Oh God, mom's boyfriend. Oh, what is his name? Why can I not remember his name right now? That's so annoying. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Mom's boyfriend, Don Lothario? Is that him? Is that his name? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. You're probably yelling at your screen right now, but that's okay. You can see them, they're like sitting there in front of standing there in front of the house. So it's Dina, Katrina, Nina, and Dawn, I think. I'm so sorry if I'm getting this wrong. But I built them a new house, and as I started building this house, I wasn't sure if it was going to be base game only, but then at some point I was like, yes, heck yes, of course it's going to be only base game. That makes sense. So you can actually go ahead and replace the house in Oasis Springs. No matter which packs you have, or maybe you don't have any packs, then you can still go ahead and download this build off the gallery and replace their house with this one. I really tried to take into consideration their personalities, their careers, their likes and dislikes, because they did give them likes and dislikes and stuff with this update, I think. So that was actually pretty fun. So I kind of looked into that. I'm hoping I can remember all that still while I'm doing this voiceover, but I did look into that. So for example, each Sim has their own bedroom with their own color scheme that they like, according to their likes and dislikes. So for example, mom Katrina, she is into yellow and orange, I believe. So I made her bedroom according to those colors. And then Dina, the blonde one, she is into green and black, so that really shows in her bedroom. She is also into mixology, so there is a bar in the backyard included. I think she is in the dishwasher. She has the dishwasher job right now, whereas at some point, I think at some point she's going to become a mixologist, like an actual mixologist for a career. I think that's where that career could lead to potentially. So that is something that she is into. And then Nina, I'm still not sure if I'm getting their names confused or not, but Nina, which I think is the daughter with the red hair, she has no job, and I believe she is into, oh God, I'm not remembering. Someone's into piano. I think it's Katrina. Katrina is into playing the piano and she is in the entertainment career. So I gave her a piano. I actually added the piano later on because I'd forgot about her like that she likes to play the piano and that she's in that career. I did like put a microphone for telling jokes in her bedroom. I put a violin and also I think 2 guitars in the house. So that is something that Katrina can definitely work on. And so later on, I forgot that she also actually likes to play the piano. So I was like, I have to fit in a piano somewhere. We only get grand pianos in the base game, unfortunately. There is a smaller piano in the game, but it came with the latest expansion pack, Growing Together, which is a lifesaver, but sadly I couldn't use it because this is only base game. So I had to fit in the grand piano somewhere. I was debating whether or not I should do that. And then I decided to put it as a last minute like addition anyway, and I'm so happy that I did because I feel like the house feels more complete that way. You can actually work on mom's likes and dislikes, or Katrina's likes and dislikes that way, which I think is a lot of fun. So what I did was I, at the very last minute, changed the layout of the entryway, the hallway inside, and I managed to fit in a piano. But you'll see that when we get there. It's going to be a little bit, this is a long video, so I hope you're still excited for longer speed builds. I personally always really enjoy longer speed builds and longer videos in general, but I know that things are changing a little bit with like TikTok and Reels and YouTube Shorts and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of people are more into the shorter content, but I personally am still more into the longer form content. But you know, we try to do, or at least I try to do a little bit of both. But long form content, like longer speed build, is still definitely my my go-to, my favorite thing to do. So I was actually very excited about this one. This definitely took me a while. I built this one for like, well, actually half the video I think was on stream. Almost the entire exterior of the build I did on stream with chat, so that was actually a lot of fun. I could like get some suggestions, and then all the furnishing, I did that by myself. A little bit of the landscaping. Before I moved on to the interior, I actually changed a little bit of the floor plan upstairs because the bedrooms turned out to be quite small. And Katrina has obviously her, like the master suite with an ensuite and stuff. And that room felt a little bit small to me. So I went ahead and changed a tiny bit of the exterior. Like I added a tiny little extra bump out on the second floor, but you'll see that once we get to it. It's not too big of a change. And then something that's also very annoying is my terrain paint. I really like the pathway right now, but unfortunately it got deleted. Of course I did. I was also a dum-dum for not uploading the build with terrain paint and all, like unfinished, to my library, so I could just get it from there and have my terrain paint back. I forgot to do that, so that was annoying. So all my terrain paint got deleted. I did add it back, and I think it feels pretty similar. But I really liked the original pathway that I had in front. You can never really get it the exact same, the way it was, like twice, sadly. So it looks a little different, but the idea is the same. But yeah, it's just an annoying glitch. I'm really hoping that at some point they'll still fix that because it's so frustrating. You always have to remember to upload your builds to your library before closing out of the game, because before you know it, your terrain paint's going to be gone, and maybe it was a whole thing where you created pathways and things, and it's just annoying. So I'm still really hoping they fix that glitch. And also, I've seen other people talk about this too over on Twitter, is that ever since the last update, the game seems to crash a little bit more. My game used to never crash, like ever. But ever since the last update, it does crash from time to time. Thankfully, I haven't really lost anything major or really anything, because it crashed once when I was doing some Create a Sim, which was annoying because I gave a sim a makeover and had to do it all over again. But that wasn't the worst. Like, it's worse when you lose an actual build that you've been working on for hours without saving. And then at some point, my game crashed, but that was after it was not with this build, it was with a different one, but it was after I had just saved it, so that was good. But yeah, it's been happening to me a little bit more, which is weird. So if that happens to you, I'm curious to see if it's just me or maybe just a few people, or if it's been happening for everyone. But yeah, here you can see that I started to work on, I did the floor plan mostly off camera because it was such a hassle. It was a lot of work. It took me a while. So I just stopped the recording basically and did the floor plan by myself. And then as I was messing around with the window situation, You can see here that I was really struggling with these windows on the second floor, and I realized, you know what, this room is too small. So I added a little bit of a bump out. I had tried to fit a bed in there and stuff, and it was just a little bit too cramped. It didn't feel grand enough for like a master bedroom, so I decided to add an extra little bumpy. And it actually really looks good from the exterior as well, so I'm really happy that I did that. And it also made the room a little bit bigger. The bedrooms still aren't huge, but they are nice. I mean, the sizes are nice. And in this, in the original version of this house, Don doesn't have his own bedroom because I think he's supposed to be officially dating Mom, but I don't actually know if they are relationship-wise actually dating each other. But at the same time, I feel like he is also supposed to like be like bed hopping, if that makes sense. So yes, he might be seeing Katrina, but I feel like he is also definitely seeing Nina and maybe also Dina, which is a little bit disgusting, but that is just the way this townie family works. But what I decided to do is I put a extra bedroom on the ground floor. So we have three bedrooms upstairs, one for Katrina, Dina, and Nina, of course, and then a fourth bedroom downstairs, which I furnished to be the extra bedroom. It's a little bit less personalized and a little bit more plain. But that is an extra bedroom that I was imagining could be for Don. Obviously, he doesn't have to be sleeping in that room. He could be sleeping in any of the other bedrooms, whatever he feels like doing, I guess. But that's definitely a possibility. But there is a possibility of him having his own bedroom down here, which I thought would be realistic and makes a little bit of sense. And also the house was so big, I really wanted to try and fit in at least an extra bedroom, even if, like, for example, if you do have Growing Together, the newest expansion pack comes with the option of like family coming over or like random Sims like coming over, calling you up, and there's a possibility that they can stay at your house for a few nights. And so that really gave an entirely different meaning to extra bedrooms or guest bedrooms, because they actually are functional these days. If you have the newest expansion pack, that is. I don't think that came with the base game update, sadly. But if you do have that pack, then the extra bedrooms are just a really nice addition. So I decided to do one for this house as well, just downstairs. But you could obviously turn it into anything you want. You can turn it into an office room. You can turn it into a skill building room or whatever you want to do with it. It's just nice to have an extra room to kind of like basically turn into anything you'd like for your Sims. To just basically fit their needs if you wanted to. You obviously don't have to use this house for the Calientes only. If you want to use this house and use it for your own family, you could definitely do that. So it does have, like I said, 4 bedrooms, and then it has 3 bedrooms, or 3 bathrooms, I should say. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. There's 1 hall bathroom down here, a hall bathroom upstairs that I don't think I recorded, because that would just be a little bit repetitive. And then Mom, or Katrina, has an ensuite as well. So that all turned out really nice, and I'm just overall very excited about how this house came together. I think it looks really nice. I was struggling. As you can see, the style of it is very based off of the original one, not the floor plan or the shape, but like the style is like this Spanish colonial Mediterranean inspired type of home. So that is what I went with. I used a lot of darker wood tones combined with like white wallpapers, and also some stone accent wallpapers, as you can see. That might be considered maybe a little bit like mid-century-ish, but they also really work for like Spanish colonial type houses that I'm doing today, so that's very exciting. So here you can see we have the living room. Basically, this house has a pretty spacious hallway that you could just see. And then the hallway leads into the living room on one side, which is this one, that also has a bathroom off of it, and then the kitchen dining on the other side. And there's also the master, or the extra bedroom off of the dining area on the other side of the house. So it's a very closed off floor plan, which is what I really wanted, because the house itself is pretty spacious. And I always like to, I mean, I like my spacious open plans as well, because, you know, it's nice and modern and flowy and just nice to have it all open. Whereas maybe more closed off floor plans could feel a little bit more traditional, maybe a little bit outdated. It doesn't have to be, but it kind of could feel that way, especially if you're only building in The Sims with a base game, because a lot of the stuff in the base game these days, let's be honest, feels a little bit outdated. It's still pretty. I still really like the furniture pieces that I'm using, but it doesn't give the recently renovated type of looking. I mean, you could turn it into a house like that if you chose like more modern floors and wallpapers and like more modern floor plans and stuff like that. But it's very nice to use it for more outdated looking builds, I feel like. Not necessarily outdated in the negative sense of the word, but just like a little bit more traditional, I guess. So that's what I really wanted to try and go for. And I also really wanted to feel like I wanted this house to feel on the luxurious side of things. Not because, I don't actually know, are the Caliente supposed to be super wealthy? I was working off of their budget at first, but I do think I added like 50K at one point because I was running low on money when I was furnishing the house. Because I did place some like very expensive artwork and stuff that basically adds up pretty fast. So at some point I did have to add like another 50K. So that means that if you are going to download this house and use it for the Caliente family, you are going to have to either cheat up their money, or you can just turn on free real estate and move them in for free, which is my favorite thing in the world. I wish that worked in real life. Wouldn't that be nice to just turn on free real estate and move into your house? That would be ideal. Yes, thank you. Sadly, it doesn't work that way in real life, but in The Sims, it does, which is nice. I think the kitchen that we're working on right now is one of my favorites of this house. I wasn't sure about it, but I really like the galleyway kitchen type of a situation with this bar on one end of it. Would you still call it a galleyway kitchen if it's set up this way with like bar stools on one side? I think so, because it's not a U shape. It's like counters on one side and counters on the other side. So I feel like that would still be like a galleyway kitchen, but I really like it. It feels, again, maybe a little bit more traditional, but I really like it. It still kind of feels luxurious and nice, and it might need an update, but you can tell that at one point it was all very expensive. Like that's the sort of vibe that I was trying to go for. And here you can also see that I turned this, or I put this dining table in here. I was really trying to go for a 6-seater. I don't think I ended up doing a 6-seater. No, I ended up doing a 5-seater because you could fit it, but it felt a little bit cramped and awkward to me the way it was laid out. So I decided to go for 5 chairs around the dining table and place it against the wall. I felt like that like made it flow together a little bit more nicely and made the routing a little bit more like easy and playable as well, which is something that I tried to go for. This house is not super cluttered. It has the necessary clutter to like make it look lived in and kind of reflect the Sims personalities, reflect the family that they are. I don't know a whole lot about the lore of this family, by the way, but still, I really wanted to try and make this feel personalized and, lived in. So it has some clutter, but it's not crazy out of this world cluttered. For example, this bedroom is not all that cluttered. I didn't really go all out with anything. It's very basic and just nice and customizable, so that's what I did. I never use this bed. If there's one thing I don't like about the base game, it's the selection of beds that we have. I feel like we really, really, really need some more double beds, mostly. The single beds are fine. I mean, are they though? They also kind of need an update, but they're fine, I can work with that. But the double beds in the base game, God, I struggle. I don't struggle as much with this type of a house where I kind of want it to look traditional and maybe a little bit over the top in some parts of the house. But when I'm trying to make a house with just the base game that is more recently renovated, a little bit more on the modern side of things, I really struggle with picking beds because they're not great. The beds that are supposed to be modern in the base game are just I feel like the word I'm looking for is basic. We need more like simple, plain basics in the base game. Like stuff like the little end table that almost feels like a coffee table. There is a really cute round little end table or coffee table that came with an update very recently, with a toddler update, I believe. That little table is so cute and it is so versatile and it's so basic but still like nice. I don't know if you know what table I'm talking about right now, but like stuff like that, we need that style for more stuff. Like, give me a bed. You know, like give me a bed in that style. Give me maybe a couch in that style. I feel like we could use some more couches in the base game that are a little bit more versatile and a little bit more timeless, maybe is the word I'm looking for as well. Because we have some stuff that is like that, but also the base game is already pretty old at this point. So I feel like it either needs an update, like a little bit of an overhaul, or we just need a little bit more stuff to kind of reflect modern day 2023 houses, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that being said, that was not the look and feel I was going for with this house at all, if you can't already tell. We have moved on to the upstairs area right now, and I did do the whole bathroom upstairs off camera because it was just a little bit repetitive, but basically that would be the bedroom for Nina and Dina to share because it's the whole bathroom. And then this is Katrina's bedroom, and she likes yellow and orange, so I took that and ran with it. Basically, I made her bedroom very yellow. Not as orange, because I couldn't really find any stuff that was orange that I really liked. So I decided, you know what, let's just take yellow. Let's just do yellow as our color of choice and turn this entire bedroom yellow. So that's what I did. Even more so with Nina's pink bedroom, because Nina likes pink and black, and her bedroom is pink, I tell you, because if there's one thing we have in the base game, it's pink stuff. There is so much pink stuff that it was very easy to make Nina's bedroom. It's very like sweet and almost kind of like hurts your eyes, but that's basically what I was going for. I think she has the something romance aspiration. Serial romantic? Is that her aspiration? Is she the serial romantic? I am not exactly sure. I really should have done my research before I started this voiceover, because I swear I looked at all these things when I was building and decorating because I wanted to reflect everything. But now that I'm sitting here and doing this voiceover, I'm like, yeah, I'm not exactly remembering, but I hope that's okay. You probably know more about it than I do at this point. But here you can see this is Mom's bedroom, and I really tried to continue with the yellow. I placed this ottoman in here that matches the bed and also the chair. It's very matchy-matchy, but it is that way when you do builds with only base game. I feel like it's very easy to go all matchy-matchy, which is something I really like. It feels very Sims to me, and not very realistic, but more so cartoony, which I really like that. But here you can see I added in a little microphone in her bedroom because I was like, I really need to go, as I was furnishing this room, I was like, I need to go back and check in live mode what Mom's likes and dislikes are and stuff, because I want to put in some hobby or skill building items. So I did that, and then I quickly ended up placing a guitar and also a violin, and then the microphone as well, so she can practice jokes. Can Sims in base game also use the microphone to sing, or is singing a get famous skill? I'm not even exactly sure. But you can definitely she can use it because she is, I think her aspiration is the jokester aspiration. I think she wants to become a famous or successful comedian, or is that her aspiration? God, like I said, I should have freshened up my research a little bit. But I think that's why I gave her the microphone. And then this right here is Dina's bedroom. Dina likes black and green, and I tried to reflect that. I made her bedroom a little bit more on the darker, almost goth inspired like type of a feel. So it's definitely less cutesy than Nina's bedroom, and also less cutesy than Mom Katrina's bedroom, which feels a little bit more grand, and this one feels a little bit more grungy and dark. So you can see that I picked a lot of black furniture. I was really struggling with this one because this room is very small. So I was like, because the dude in the house, Don, he is supposed to be bed hopping. So I really, really wanted to make this bed be accessible from both sides as well. But I struggled. I didn't like how it looked. It wasn't great. So I decided, you know what, let's place it against the wall. Sims can scoot these days. And if anything, this might be completely wrong. But if anything, I feel like it's more like Katrina and Nina would be sharing Dawn and not so much Dina, because she is not so much into like the pinky stuff and the romance stuff as far as it seems from her likes and dislikes and things. I feel like maybe she would be a little bit more like doing her own thing and a little bit more chill, but I might have this all wrong. Like, I'm not exactly sure, but that's kind of the vibe that she gave me, and that's kind of like the vibe that I try to reflect in her bedroom. Like, she wants to become a successful bartender, and she's really like ambitious about that. Whereas Nina, which is the bedroom we're doing right now, the pink one, she has no job, and she is a serial romantic, and she's like, you know, she's a little bit less maybe serious about life, if you can put it that way. So that's kind of what I was trying to reflect in these bedrooms, the difference between those two. But here you can see this room is very pink. It is very pink. It is not my favorite, but I like how it looks nonetheless. Like I said, it feels very Sims to me, and I don't know, I'm really enjoying it. And then this room also has some double like doors leading onto the tiniest balcony. It's very small. Basically, I just did it because it looked good on the exterior, and I didn't really do it for functionality purposes. But I'm sorry, it's really hot in here, so sometimes I like need to catch my breath a little bit, but that's okay. I'm still doing okay. The fan is really helping me out here, so that's good. So we're making it through this voiceover. That's good. But yeah, this balcony looks good from the exterior. It's not very functional, so I just ended up placing a little chair there and also a little plant. And then off of the landing upstairs, there is this balcony that could be more functional. So that is where I placed, that little end table that I was talking about earlier, the base game updated one that I really like the style of. That is that one. So I don't know, it went by very fast, but maybe you could see it. So there's a little balcony up there with a seating area. And then it's time for us to move on to the backyard. I really like how this backyard came out. I really wanted to fit in as many skill building items and activities as possible that made sense for this family. So obviously for Dina, and also because these people probably just like parties and go into bars, I added in this outdoor bar situation, which I really like. We have a grill out here. We also have a pool. I don't think the original house had a pool because when The Sims 4 first came out, there were no pools. So I'm pretty sure, I mean, their house never got officially updated. So there was no pool, I don't think. But I added one because this is Oasis Springs, which I hadn't even mentioned yet before. But yeah, we're building an Oasis Springs if you couldn't already tell. Oh, here is where I started to shuffle things around so that I could fit in a piano. And it ended up working very, very nicely. I'm very happy that I did that. Anyway, yes, I gave them a pool. They also have a little pool house outside, which I really like that one. It's very small, but I basically turned it into an outdoor or indoor gym, like a tiny home gym, because a couple of these Sims have working out as a like, I believe, or some also actually have it as a dislike, I think. God, like I said, I should have done my research, like refreshed or freshened up my research before doing this. But I'm fairly sure someone likes exercising. At least one of these Sims likes exercising. So I decided to put in some home gym stuff in the pool house, which maybe it would make more sense to turn it into like a bathroom shower situation for a pool house, or a little shed for like a woodworking bench. But who in this household is going to use a woodworking bench? I don't think anyone is going to do that. Also, Katrina dislikes gardening, I believe. So I, for that reason, didn't put in any gardening pots either. But you could obviously go ahead and do that if you want to do that. But I felt like for this family, it just didn't really make a whole lot of sense. So this backyard is basically for lounging by the pool and for bar party situations. So that's basically what I went with. And they have like some lounge chairs on the deck by the pool house, which I think turned out so cute. And I also ended up placing some lounge chairs on the other side in the grass, because we do have a little bit of grass in this backyard as well, which I thought would be perfect for some lounge chairs. So that's what I did, but here I was shuffling around trying to make things work because this pool house is very small, and I wanted to put in a weightlifting machine, but also a treadmill, because I felt like that made the most sense. And then I realized we have no like music or stereo or anything in this house, so I quickly went back to the living room to put in a stereo as well. Obviously we have musical instruments, but I feel like these people would enjoy playing their music as well. If you wanted to, you could even put like a stereo outdoors, maybe undercover by the sliding door if you wanted to. But there is, I believe I just put a stereo thingy in the gym as well. Oh, and here I placed this sundial, which is obviously not base game, but I didn't realize at the time. But I did go back and replace it for a base game bird bath. I think the sundial came with Get Together actually. So I quickly went back and changed that into a bird bath. which I actually wanted to place in the first place, but then I came across the sundial and I was so excited about it that I placed it there, but it wasn't base game, so I didn't pay attention at that point, but I did go back and change it. And then here we do some extra landscaping to kind of like fill it up and make it all finished and like feel finished at least, and like have it all come together. And then I also forgot a pool ladder, so I quickly placed that. And that is it. So let's jump into the game and I'll show you the house in real time. So here we have the house in the game, and here we also have the family. So Katrina, Dina, and Nina. So I'm so glad I got that right. And then obviously we also have Don. Yes, it's Don. His name is Don. Okay, I got it right. I'm so relieved. And let me quickly check on there. So Nina is Villainous Valentine, that's what it was. Well, it kind of feels like stereoromantic to me. It's in the same family of aspirations. And then Dina has the fabulously wealthy aspiration, so it does make sense that she's a little bit more like ambitious about her career and wants to be a little bit more on the successful side of things. And then, Mom has the soulmate aspiration. I thought she had the jokester aspiration, but I might have gotten that confused with her career because she is a opening act. Okay, I'm so sorry I got that wrong, but there you have it. So this is their house, and I feel like it turned out pretty nice. I'm so glad I kept it only base game. That makes it so much more usable for everyone. So we have this, I almost want to call it a driveway situation, but it's not really a driveway because no cars. But there is this like front porch area with a bunch of lights. We have some plants and a bench as well, and then this little pathway that is not the original one because that one sadly got deleted. I'm still not over it. And then here we have this little area with a chess table that basically kind of leads you into the backyard. So the backyard feels very lived in to me as well. It's pretty filled up. We have a seating area here by the pool. We have an outdoor dining table, a grill, a bar, of course, and then some loungers, a nice pool, and also this tiny little pool house that I turned into a gym. And here we have the bird bath that I used instead of the sundial. And then in here is the home gym with a stereo and obviously gym equipment. But then when we go back to the front porch and into the house, this is where we have the entryway space, which is very spacious. So I'm so happy that I decided to last minute put in a piano because it does make the room feel more functional instead of just being a hallway with some dressers. So there's actually a nice item for your Sims to use in here in an area that kind of makes sense. And then off to this side of the house, we have the living room. I feel like the living room looks pretty sophisticated. I really like it. It has a nice TV. They have a nice couch and some knickknacks on a shelf. And then back here is a nice bookcase area and also a stereo with a little bit of space here. So if your Sims wanted to do some dancing or something, I could see that for this family. There is some space here for that. And then over here is a desk with the family computer. And then off of the living room, we have the hall bathroom downstairs. It's pretty basic, but it does have everything your Sims need, and it does feel pretty like nice and spacious to me. It's definitely more spacious than I usually make my bathrooms, so that was kind of fun. And then over on this side is the kitchen and dining. So we have this galleyway kitchen, I guess you could call it that, even though it has some bar stools or like some bar island counters. We have a stove over here and some knickknacks, and then the fridge and the sink on this side, and some counter space for actually preparing food and cooking and stuff. And then over here we have the dining table, of course. I really like this area for the dining table. It feels nice. And then in here we have the extra bedroom, which could be for Dawn, could be for anyone else you want it to be for, but this is a pretty basic bedroom. It does have some splashes of color. I like the blue rug in here. That feels nice. And we also have an easel in here for skill building and a guitar. Then when we go up, we have this landing space with just some knickknacks, a chair in the corner, a bookcase. And then over on this side is Mom Katrina's bedroom, which is very yellow, and I did put in a splash of orange by using this rug to represent both her favorite colors. I thought that was nice. So it's pretty basic. I like this artwork in here. I felt like that made sense for her. She has some musical instruments in here, obviously her dresser, wardrobe situation, her microphone, and her ensuite, which also feels spacious and pretty pretty luxurious. Then next to Mom's room, we have Dina's room, which is the smallest of them all. Ideally, I would have liked it to be a little bit bigger, but it does make sense. I really like how this one came out actually. It feels very cozy and a little bit more like darker and grungy, which personally is something I like. And then also, of course, a dresser with some knickknacks and a fishbowl. I thought that was cute. And then over here is the last bedroom, which is Nina's bedroom. Very pink. Dang it. These little lights that I placed on her nightstands, they keep deleting. It happened to me before and now they're gone again. I don't know why. I'm so sad, but oh well. And then over here is her dresser, also with some decorations. And she has this tiny balcony that I'm not sure is actually functional, but it looks nice from the exterior, so that's good. And then over here, oh no, all the clutter got deleted in here as well. That's so annoying. Why does that happen? Well, basically, I cluttered up these countertops with a bunch of stuff, but it's all gone now, so that's a little bit annoying, but oh well. It still looks like a nice bathroom. You can add some more clutter on here yourself. Maybe it's there if you download it off the gallery, because I did upload it with clutter and also with night lights, so it might actually be there if you first download it off the gallery. I'm not sure what happened there, but that's okay. And then over here is a little balcony with some seating space that is nothing crazy, but it does look cute. But that is basically it for this house. So my version of the Caliente residence is up on the gallery. I built it on a 30 by 20 in Oasis Springs on the original lot where the Caliente's house is. So if you want to place it in your game, then that is where it goes. It's very expensive. It comes in at just over 180,000 simoleons. I don't know what happened there. It must be the art, right? The art? I have no idea. It's a very expensive house, but it's only base game, so that tends to happen with just base game. Anyway, it is up on the gallery, and if you want to go get it, then you can easily download it because it is only base game. But that is going to do it for today's video, so I really hope that you enjoyed this one. You can obviously go ahead and download this house off the gallery, like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is Simmary Sims. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and on TikTok if you'd like. My username on there is Simmary Sims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so, and if you want to be notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. I also live stream over on Twitch a few times a week, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and give me a follow over on twitch.tv/SimmarySims. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!